So when I first registered for Africana Studies 100, I was kind of mesmerized by the subtitle, which said the Black Experience. And even after all the readings, the videos, and stuff like that, I still don't really know if I understand the meaning. So I decided to ask friends, peers, and even family to see what their Black experience is. What is your Black experience?
My black experience is the fact that as a black man that I've honestly had trouble accepting it. At one point in time we were taught that it's bad for us to be black. At one point in time we were taught that being black is a negative thing, but as I grow and as I learned that it's a beautiful thing. It is something that needs to be treasured, something that needs to be cherished, because being black is something that's being bold, being different, being something that society does not want you to be.
What is my black experience? I think my black experience can be summed up with a simple story about when I turned 16, 17. My family's pretty well off for a parent first immigrants. And the best experience I can tell you is about the time I was driving my car down the neighborhood, well not neighborhood because we're kind of isolated, but we were just driving my car around the area in which we lived, and we lived in a relatively nice area. And my mom had just got me this new 2008 Mustang, this back in 2010, so I thought it was the shit. And the thing was, I was driving that car around our area, and people would look at me like I didn't belong or I should not have that car, even though other kids in my area had cars like Maseratis and, like Bentleys, and like they were younger than me, like they were 16, 15, and they didn't look at them either way. And even though, my parents worked just as hard to get me where they are now, and I'm very grateful to them for that, they still stared at me like I didn't belong, or I shouldn't have what I had. And that's my black experience.
My black experience has been probably just like a lot of culture, getting together with like family gatherings and everything. I have family from DC, so a lot of get-togethers during like certain events, funerals and stuff. Unfortunately, it's been just like a big family experience. I have a lot of African American heritage, so that culture and everything.
I would say that my black experience has always kind of stemmed from, my own reading and research into the civil rights movement, and Martin Luther King Jr. especially. And coming from a very, I was born in Texas, and I live now in Cecil County, Maryland. And for anyone who doesn't know, that's where the last large chapters of the KKK still are in Maryland. But I don't know, the whole doctrine of the nonviolent protest and the aspirations for civil rights have always been something that really inspire me. And as a white person who's never had that oppression that so many people had and still have to this day, it's always been a topic that I feel almost is central to or it should be central to everyone's kind of perspectives on the world and on civil rights.
So my black experience is that I grew up and I went to predominantly African American high schools for most of my life, and most of my friends growing up were African American, so I felt widely accepted by the African American community, and I saw parts of it as being my community, and that's who I felt accepted with. All of my friends growing up were African American, and I felt like when I went to their houses it was like going home almost, so it was very comfortable. So that's just my black experience.
Experience probably consists of mainly, recently getting to really learn about the black culture here near Baltimore and around the area, because I grew up in a relatively rural town that had a lot of prejudiced views. So I wasn't influenced a lot by black culture growing up, unfortunately, other than music and movies, other standard things like that. But my real experience has been moving here for school, and it's been positive.
The school I go to, there's a lot of diversity. So I have this close clique of friends, and there's an Indian kid, there's a Vietnamese kid, there's a white kid, and there's another black kid. And basically, being black has turned into just sort of a characteristic instead of something that's positive or negative. just is, because we all accept each other and we all cooperate. After hearing all these different perspectives, I could say the obvious, which is that everyone's Black experience is unique, which it is, but I also want to say why it's unique, and I think that's because every Black person at some point deals with some form of discrimination, whether it is seen or unseen, written or unwritten, heard or unheard. Everyone will deal with some form of adversity, and I think it's how we deal with that adversity that makes the Black experience truly unique for all individuals.